WA Police Minister announced new regulations for novice drivers. The state government proclaimed the establishment of Camden Sound Marine Park. Thanks for your company.
Also in the news this week, legislators plan to launch an impeach motion towards Donald Tsang. And tonight we ask, is it possible to predict earthquakes before they strike?
This is the Evening News.
Good evening. WA Police Minister Rob Johnson has announced new safety regulations which will forbid learner MP plate drivers from using their mobile phones while driving. But the new regulation will not include the power-to-weight ratio for young drivers, which attracted criticism from the opposition.
More restrictions are set to come for learners and provisional drivers after WA Police Minister Rob Johnson announced the new rules on Saturday morning. Under the new policies, novice drivers will not be allowed to use their mobile phones while driving. P-platers under the age of 25 can only carry a passenger between 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. during the first 6 months. A learner driver instructor need to have a blood alcohol concentration of less than 0.05. Rob Johnson justified that the power-to-weight ratio restrictions was not introduced because the Road Safety Council said the policy is counterproductive, as the research from the Curtin Monash Accident Research Centre showed that only 0.2% of drivers aged between 17 and 19 involved in serious injury crashed with high-powered vehicles.
The benefits of the high-performance vehicles are such that they're 4 or 5 star safety ratings, and they have inbuilt safety features such as ABS braking systems, stability control, more airbags, and all these other these other safety features.
Shadow Police Minister Michelle Roberts said the opposition will support the bill, but blamed the Barnett government of not introducing these new measures 4 years ago. She also accused Mr Johnson of selectively using some research to support his broken promises.
This government's had 4 years to act on these measures. They haven't done so, and as a result, we've now got a higher rate of serious injury and death than any other state in Australia.
Patryk, Lazarz, DHK News.
The Premier Colin Barnett and the Environment Minister Bill Marmion together announced the state government's decision to establish the Camden Sound Marine Park, located 300 kilometres northeast of Broome. The park will be covering sea and coastal areas comprising 7,000 square kilometres, approximately 25% larger than the Perth metropolitan area.
Thousands of humpback whales that annually migrate along the west coast will have increased protection with a new Kimberley Marine Park to be created by the state government. Premier Colin Barnett and Environment Minister Bill Marmion today announced the government's decision to create Camden Sound Marine Park, about 300 kilometres northeast of Broome. In addition to the marine park, a special purpose zone will be created covering about 1,670 square kilometres to enhance protection of the humpback whale calving grounds.
There will be 2 major sanctuary zones, in other words, zones where there is full protection for all living species and for the marine environment, seagrasses, corals, the total area. And those 2 sanctuary zones, one at Montgomery Reef and the other at the Champagne Islands, will together cover over 1,350 square kilometres of ocean. In terms of the historic Indigenous elements, there are 47 sites that have been logged as being of traditional significance to the Indigenous community. That's both terrestrial and marine sites. Many of those marine sites are obviously in the intertidal zone. So this is another unique aspect about the Camden Sound Marine Park, that it will protect 47 Aboriginal heritage sites. Recreational fishermen will be allowed to fish in 80% of the area, and commercial fishermen will be able to fish in 77% of the area.
The marine park will be created in mid-2012, followed by the announcement of the zone boundaries later in the year. Corr, DHK News.
The opposition has accused the state government of bad financial management after State Treasurer Christian Porter announced a 2% efficiency cut across the public sector in Western Australia. The Australian Nursing Federation predicted that frontline services in the health sector will face more cuts, while the Community Public Sector Union have expressed deep concerns that WA families will be affected.
Just 30 minutes after Treasurer Christian Porter announced a preview of the WA state budget for 2012 to 2013, the opposition has attacked the Treasurer's plan to impose a 2% efficiency cut across the public sector and accused the Barnett government of financial mismanagement.
There is no doubt that the only reason why Colin Barnett finds himself in the current financial situation is because of his own wrong priorities the fact that he can't manage a budget. Colin Barnett has spent $2.2 billion more above and beyond the normal budget process. $2.2 billion. Colin Barnett, since he became Premier, has an extra $6 billion to spend on government services.
Not surprising, the unions are not happy with the announcement. The Australian Nursing Federation accused the Health Minister of not doing enough to stop the cuts, while the Community and Public Sector Union says that the announcement could mean a further reduction of service standards.
What happened last time? The bureaucrats took the directive, we need 3% budget cuts, and they went out there and slashed and burned frontline services. And then a little while later, the Health Minister gets caught out and he says, oh, I didn't know. And you have to kind of wonder how he didn't know, and that's going to be exactly the same thing that happens this time.
We've already seen dental waiting lists blow out. What we know is there's problems with workload and housing. We know that there are a whole range of services that are running down. The WA community is starting to feel it. The government needs to invest in public services, not cut public services.
But Christian Porter said the cuts are essential due to the declining GST revenue of up to 800 million Australian dollars, and also stressed that frontline services will not be affected as government departments and agencies are being given enough time to plan and identify any unwanted spending before the budget. Timothy Seow, DHK News.
20 pan-democratic legislators in Hong Kong have together launched an impeachment motion towards Chief Executive Donald Tsang after he accepted generosity from his tycoon friends. The Labor Party chairman Lee Cheuk-yan, who planned the motion, has told the media that facts should be revealed to the public. The pass of the motion will require the support from half of the Legislative Council, including both functional constituency and direct elected members. DHK News understands that a no-confidence motion towards the CE was voted down last Thursday. Meanwhile, Chief Executive Donald Tsang has responded, saying that he respects the legislators' rights and their decisions.
It's not the first day that scientists around the world hope they could find a better way to predict earthquakes in order to save lives and minimize the financial damage. A few scientists from Chile and Brazil have teamed up together and developed a new technology to forecast the disaster before it happens. DHK News Chile correspondent Ramir Perez has more.
Earthquake prediction studies might be handy or ever save your life. For a long time, heard that say it's impossible to predict earthquakes. The earthquake in Japan, after a group of students and researchers got a fantastic method to predict earthquakes in which the phase of test. They have predicted around 800 earthquakes worldwide with around 90% of success. Something that many people probably don't know. They predict that an important earthquake shall occur within 4 to 5 days. They predict that an important earthquake shall occur between 4 or 5 days, where the magnitude should be so strong but at least important to be taken into account, and it should happen in central area of Chile.
Decimos en la región que se acerca en la costa de centro de Chile. Esto no significa que va a ser un sismo muy fuerte, tranquilo. Solamente que estén preparados porque lo que hacemos son estadísticas. Una vez que se ha aceptado, lo tenemos como una imagen de aciertos.
Quake Red Alert are saying they are in progress to developing a scientific paper about the method of earthquake prediction and intend to publish the final version until June this year. For DHK News, Brian Ramirez, Santiago, Chile.
To sport now, and Perth Glory were defeated by the Brisbane Roar in a close 2-1 defeat in the A-League Grand Final yesterday. Although the Roar's Ivan Franjic scored his own goal for Glory in the first 51 minutes of the match, the Roar were able to catch up with Bursart Barisha's goal, plus another unexpected controversial penalty later in the game. Perth Glory's coach Ian Ferguson said he's proud of the team and believes they are heading in the right direction. And it's too bad they lost.
Well, I'm sure they can do better next time. That's how the world looks tonight.
From the Perth News Desk, good evening.
Good night.